Inner child healing sessions are bringing back aspects of ourselves that we have rejected and disowned, the fractured parts of our soul. It's calling them back and creating harmony and balance within ourselves, making us healed and whole. Hi friends, welcome to some spiritual guidance in this third dimension with me, Chelsea Brielle. Today we will be discussing what is your inner child, why is it important to meet your inner child, and how do you do it? You might have heard therapists or spiritual teachers discuss inner child healing sessions. If you've suffered from traumas, either big or small, meeting your inner child is a must to heal from these wounds. Even if you had a wonderful childhood and attuned parents, meeting your inner child is important to heal from the cosmic abandonment we have experienced before entering this third dimension, Earth. The inner child is the aspect of us that has recorded and remembered everything we have experienced in this lifetime and even before. All recordings are stored in the cells of our body. Even modern science is acknowledging that our DNA holds data so dense that it accounts for more than just the human body we are now. One reason why it's important to meet our inner child is because of the cosmic abandonment we experienced, being separated from the oneness of Source to become an individual, an incarnation of the divine, Source, God, or the universal consciousness. These are all words to describe the same idea. In order to become an incarnation, we became separate from the oneness of consciousness, which feels like an abandonment on our journey towards incarnation. We've entered into the veil of forgetfulness, where we no longer remember who we are. This spiritual amnesia feels like a disconnection from ourselves. If we long to have a deeper connection with ourselves, it's important to reconnect with lost aspects or fragmentations. The inner child is the connection or the bridge between the unresolved traumas of this lifetime and the traumas of previous lifetimes, or better said, parallel lifetimes. Since from a higher dimensional understanding, everything is happening all at once, the past, the present, and the future. The inner child is the connection to all aspects of ourselves. And when we heal our inner child in this lifetime, we are also healing the other aspects of us. It is a multi-dimensional healing. Since the wounds are stored in our deep tissues, the inner child is the emotional body. The inner child needs to be felt in order to heal. The negative emotions we experience in our everyday life is the inner child longing to be felt, heard, and seen. Each time you ignore or suppress your emotions, you are ignoring or suppressing your inner child. Everything you do to yourself, you do to your inner child. So any form of self-harm or judgment, you are doing that to your inner child. The emotions that you feel, anger, resentment, jealousy, hatred, those are the inner child wanting to be validated and understood. It's important to soothe the inner child whenever we feel negative emotions. When we do this, we acknowledge the emotions we feel, and in turn, those emotions are able to dissipate. When we do this act of kindness towards ourselves, a deeper understanding of beliefs we need to let go of and traumas we need to heal from rise to the surface. When we suppress or ignore the negative emotions we feel, we are ignoring and dismissing our inner child. It's a form of abandonment and rejection of the child within. So, how do we heal our inner child? When I conduct inner child healing sessions with my clients, I help them get into the quiet place, where they, from the words of Dr. Joe Dispenza, become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, in no time. Stepping into the stillness, allowing thoughts to pass by, allowing the body to be at rest in peace, the present moment. When the mind drifts to a thought, noticing the thought, the distraction away from the present, then relaxing the body and redirecting the attention back to the present moment. One way of getting to that place of quiet stillness can be through the means of a mindfulness of breathing meditation. Once you are able to get into a peaceful and restful state, I invite my clients to meet their inner child. The language sounds like this. I'm inviting you now to meet your inner child. Whatever thoughts, images, or emotions come up, allow them to arise. In a therapeutic or spiritual session, it is an interactive experience where I ask my client what they see and feel while this healing session is occurring. In this process, always allow whatever to arise, as whatever arises is what most needs healed, what most needs to be heard, felt, and seen. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Just allow whatever to come forth. You might see your younger self at the age of 7, playing or sitting down in a corner, or a past memory might surface. Once your inner child has come to the surface, it's important to observe. What do you see? What is your inner child doing? What is he or she wearing? What's happening? Where are they? This is important to allow whatever arises to be. I can't emphasize this enough. We aren't trying to control what we see and feel, just witness. We become the compassionate witness. Just like in a meditation, just be the observer of the present scene. Once you have observed and even felt the emotions of your inner child, I then invite my clients to make an introduction. Go up to your inner child and say, hello. Hi, I'm you, but much older. I'm here to say hi and be present with you. To our inner child, we are everything. We are the ones they long to feel seen, heard, understood, and unconditionally loved. If your inner child greets you in a way that you are not expecting, such as anger, realize they have felt completely abandoned by the one they want to feel the closest with. Their anger towards you is an appropriate response, as they have been deeply hurt and felt alone for so many years. See how your inner child takes your presence and your greeting. Don't judge how your inner child greets you. Just allow them to greet you however they do. They could be angry, scared, confused, or indifferent. Anything can arise based on what you've experienced in your life. Once you have greeted your inner child, see what they would like to do with you, or see what spontaneously arises. You may just sit and observe, or even play a game. We are just building rapport and a sense of trust with our inner child, letting them feel safe, seen, and heard. If it feels appropriate, I often ask my clients to check in and see if their inner child would like a hug. If they do, hold them tight, giving them complete unconditional love, your full presence as you hug them, allowing love to flow through your heart center to theirs. When you're in communion with your inner child, Give them the resources that you did not experience as a child. For instance, if you did not get enough clothes or even the proper clothing growing up, take them shopping. If you did not get nutritious food, take them grocery shopping and cook them a delicious meal. Take them to their favorite store and let them buy that game they wanted, but it didn't have the financial means as a child. This is meeting the needs of your inner child that was not met. The most important part in meeting your inner child is saying words and phrases you have longed to hear as a child. This process is vital because we are reparenting our inner child, giving your inner child the security, love, and safety that you have desired to experience. Even if you had perfect parents, there have been small traumas that have happened in your life that is inescapable. Even if you feel that you are doing just fine, it's valuable to meet your inner child and say loving and compassionate phrases, because you cannot get out of this life without experiencing some degree of trauma, and because of the cosmic abandonment before entering. The words that I offer my clients through these inner child healing sessions are, I'm sorry I haven't acknowledged you. I am here now, and I love you. I want you to know that I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. I will always listen to you. Your emotions and feelings are important to me. You are important to me. You are worthy. You matter. You are beautiful. You are good enough. You are deeply loved by me. I love you. I'm always here for you. I will never forsake you. Sometimes these sessions can be very emotional because we say to our inner child the words we have longed to hear. Allow your inner child to react however they want to after saying those loving words. Give your inner child as many hugs as they want and hold them tight. And when it's time for you to leave the inner child healing session, let your inner child know. Before you leave, you can close your time with your inner child by tucking them into bed and having an animal there at the foot of the bed for extra protection. You can even lock them in their magical room while you're gone. This is an important step if you have experienced many traumas as a child, such as sexual abuse. Letting your inner child have a space where they feel safe, secure, and protected by you is important. When it's time to say goodbye, say something along these lines. Now it's time for me to go, but I will be back. I will visit again. When you call, I will come. I love you. Goodbye for now. Once you're done with your inner child healing session, spend some time reflecting. What was that experience like? How do you feel? What aspect of you felt healed? Spend some time journaling and processing what you encountered. On a daily basis, it's even important to keep the dialogue going with your inner child. Remember that you told your inner child you will always listen and not abandon them. So honor your words and continue the dialogue. This is done by acknowledging the negative emotions you experience. You can say to yourself on the daily, I feel you. I hear you. I know you're feeling angry, and I'm right here with you. I get it. This is challenging. That is speaking to your inner child, since we have learned already that our inner child is our emotional body. Just like you would talk to a young, struggling child in your presence. Acknowledge the emotion they feel. It's not wrong to feel how they feel. allow it so that it can move through the body and not be stored as suppressed trauma. When you are able to start doing this new strategy, you will notice a shift within yourself. Just like completing one inner child healing session, you'll feel a little bit more whole. Inner child healing sessions are bringing back aspects of ourselves that we have rejected and disowned, the fractured parts of our soul. It's calling them back and creating harmony and balance within ourselves, making us healed and whole. Thank you for watching, and I hope you take the steps to meet your inner child and begin the healing process of becoming more attuned and loving with yourself. Like and share with those you care about. See you next time for spiritual guidance through this third dimension with me, Chelsea Brielle. Namaste.